Hello friends, my name is Emily. I am a librarian at the Brownsburg Public Library in Brownsburg, Indiana, and welcome to Storytime Shorts. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Storytime Shorts. Our goal is to share some fun things to do with your little one that also help support early learning, all geared towards kids ages 0 to 5 and their caregiver. Our theme today is a special one. We are preparing for an amazing and rare astronomical event, a total solar eclipse. This will happen April 8th, 2024, and at my library, we are in the right place to see it in its totality. So that means that the moon will get in between the Earth and the sun, and it'll cast its shadow and block our view of the sun for just a few minutes. And when it does that, it looks magical. So for our Storytime Shorts today, we're celebrating the main players, the sun and the moon. So I have a rhyme and 2 songs to share with you today, as well as 3 book suggestions and a craft idea. As always, there is a table of contents in the video description that you can use to quickly skip or revisit any of these activities. So during a solar eclipse, like I said, the sun and the moon and the earth align in such a way that it looks like the moon is really dark and it covers the sun. And when it's in a totality state, all you can see are the small bits of sunlight that are coming out of the sides, kind of like that. And it's kind of like the sun and the moon are playing peekaboo. So let's play too with this rhyme. I call it Eclipse-a-Boo. All right, the sun is playing peekaboo. Oh look, the moon is playing too. Peekaboo, goodbye sun. Hide and seek is so much fun. Peekaboo, hello moon. I didn't expect to see you so soon. Peekaboo, the sun returns. Much fun with sun and moon in turns. Grown-ups, we do a lot of rhymes in story time. Hearing rhymes helps to trigger speech. Scientific evidence shows that early exposure to nursery rhymes and songs with strong sound patterns significantly enhances a child's ability to hear the smaller sounds that words are made up of, which in turn helps develop early reading skills. When you engage your child with rhymes and songs, you help your child build a strong foundation for learning to read. It is very important to protect our eyes while we're watching the eclipse. There are special glasses that we'll wear to keep our eyes safe from the brightness of the sun. They look like this. They are actually too dark to see anything inside, but if you were looking up at the sun, it would protect your eyes. Here's a new take on the song by the children's musician Laurie Berkner called These Are My Glasses. You'd be scared to scroll where these. There we go. All right, so we're going to get our pretend glasses out to start out with. Ready? These are my glasses, there is the sun. I put on my glasses before I look above, and I look, and I see. I take off my glasses when we reach totality. Beautiful. Oh, it's so cool. Okay. These are my glasses. There goes the moon. I put on my glasses as the moon moves on. And I look until down the moon slips. I take off my glasses. What a cool eclipse. All right, you might recognize this last song. It's called Mr. Golden Sun. Another librarian wrote some extra lyrics to go with the eclipse in 2017. So we're going to use those today. So listen carefully and you might recognize them, okay? Here we go. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please shine down on me. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind a tree. These little children are asking you to please come Oh, Mrs. Moon, Moon, Mrs. Silver Moon, please shine down on me. Oh, Mrs. Moon, Moon, Mrs. Silver Moon, hiding behind a tree. These little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Mrs. Moon, Moon, Mrs. Silver Moon, please shine down on me. One last verse. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please come out real soon. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, hiding behind the moon. These little children are asking you to please come out so we can play with you. Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, please come out real soon. All right, friends, I brought two books to share with you today. The third book I'm going to tell you about, but I don't have it in person because it is checked out. We have 2 copies and both of them have been out for a while. So the first book I'd like to tell you about is called A Day in the Sun. It's by Ejaita, and it is a beautiful book. I really love the illustrations, and it's got some very simple words. It says, "Good morning, sun. Good morning, sun." This is in Madagascar. You'll notice that every illustration takes place at a different place around the world. "The sun tickles our eyes so that we wake up." Here's Japan. "And lights our table while we have breakfast." Here's Iran. So it keeps going. "When the sun is shining, it makes us feel healthy." This is the Netherlands. "If the sun is very hot, we can cover our heads." This is in Ghana. "Or we can go for a swim," and that's in the United States of America. So it keeps going. It talks about what it's like to have the sun and to appreciate the sun in the sky above us. The next book I'd like to share is called Hello Moon. This is written and illustrated by Turk. It is also a beautiful book. It has very different illustrations, but I also like the illustrations in this one. And so the little one says, "Look, the moon. Shall we go and say hello?" Have you ever gone outside at night and said hello to the moon? So it looks like they are getting bundled up. It must be cold outside. They've got their scarves and their hats. See some mittens. Look at that big, beautiful moon. Oh my goodness. And what do they say? "Hello, moon. You look so beautiful tonight. It is almost our bedtime, but we'll see you again another night, moon." You can see it goes from nighttime to daytime to nighttime to daytime to nighttime to daytime. So it's several days later. And then the little one says, "Look, the moon. Part of it is gone." So you can see that part of the moon is covered in shadow, which happens. And so this book does talk about the phases of the moon, but it is in a very nice way from a child's point of view. So that is Hello Moon. The last book I'd like to share with you is called Eclipse. I printed out a picture of it because our copy is checked out, but this is by Rash. And it's a really interesting book that the author wrote about his experience with his son watching the eclipse in 2017. So it says, 2 months ago, I learned that there would be a total solar eclipse. The sun would go completely behind the moon, and the moon would cast a shadow on Earth. But to see it happen, I would have to be in the right place at the right time. I decided to make a plan. So the boy and his dad make a plan to go to where they can see the eclipse best. They go camping, and then he explains exactly what he sees, while the eclipse is happening and right after the eclipse happens. And it's a really great book to kind of step by step show what it looks like. So for our craft today, let's make a portrait of an eclipse. So you'll need some black or dark colored construction paper, some white or yellow chalk, and some thin cardboard or cardstock. It doesn't really matter what color it is. So cut out a circle with the cardstock. You can trace around maybe a bowl or a small plate to make a nice circle. And then hold down the circle on your construction paper. So you could even put a little piece of tape on the back to kind of tack it down, but you want that to stick tight to your construction paper. And you're going to trace around the outside of that circle. And you want a good thick line of chalk, kind of like that. And you'll take your finger on the table, but just to show you, and pull out the chalk kind of like this. And you'll do that quite a few times. You always want to pull outwards and pick up your finger and put it down in the circle to pull outwards again. You don't want to go back and forth. So you'll do that all the way around your circle. And then when you take off the cardboard, you'll get a beautiful portrait of an eclipse. So thanks for joining me for this episode of Storytime Shorts. I'll see you next month, and in the meantime, keep reading, keep singing, keep rhyming, keep learning. Bye.